ESPN's Mike Greenberg had a hot take on Aaron Glenn. I don't agree. We'll explain. We'll talk about it. We'll debate about it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you guys like the video as you head on in here on YouTube. Appreciate you. We're also streaming live on Facebook and Twitter as well. As you see on this banner right here, and we'll keep this banner up over the next couple of days, I lost a bet. The Jets lost to the Patriots in Foxborough. They lost to the Ravens in Baltimore. So now my beautiful, luscious beard will be coming off. So the question of whether it's coming off or not is no longer up for debate. What is up for debate is whether that beard shaving happens live on a program. And if you'd like to see that live happen, well, you sick animals, well, gift Boy Green Coffee Club memberships over the next couple of days. You have a few days to get your memberships in. We are 86 away. Every time a membership gets gifted, that's the money sign on YouTube. You keep chipping away at it. So feel free, folks, 86 memberships. So you guys can gift channel memberships if you're watching on YouTube. You guys can also use PayPal or Venmo. That's at the end of the scrolling ticker if you're watching here on YouTube. That is at BoyGreen25, BOY, green the color, GREEN 25, and just say it's for the beard bet. Every Boy Green Coffee Club membership is $3 a piece. So if you send in $30, that knocks off 10 more off this. And also, of course, every membership you gift gives you a chance to win this beautiful autographed Marty Lyons jersey. And we also have an autographed Marty Lyons hat. Both are also up for grabs, so you can get raffle tickets to win that and try to embarrass me at the same time. So if that's sort of your vibe, well, then God bless America. So we'll keep that in the background throughout today's show. But I do want to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up first here. Before we bring this up, as the memberships are starting to flow in, people already jumping on the train. Here's NC Green gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Thanks, NC Green. Let's add that to your total so far this month, NC Green. That is now 18 raffle tickets. I'll update on the banner here in a little bit. And then the most important banner that I'm sure you want this updated on, of course, is this one, where we're 85 memberships away. 85 memberships away from my beard being shaved live, forever to be watched on YouTube. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. By the way, that membership went to Memph 2Man. Memph 2Man. There you go. Unbelievable. Thank you, NC Green, for that membership. You guys can keep chipping away just like that. But I want to highlight this. ESPN's Mike Greenberg posted this on social media. And before I read, you guys can read it right now, but for audio-only listeners, before I read what he wrote, I just want to say that I treasure Mike Greenberg. He is an icon to me. He is an idol to me. He is a big reason that I'm in this. When I was in the car with my dad growing up, driving around, I listened to Mike and Mike all the time. I grew up on Mike and Mike. And I've had him on the show twice. I mean, it's been really awesome. So I like Mike Greenberg a lot. So let's read what he has to say. This is what he tweeted yesterday. Aaron Glenn has given fans of the Jets absolutely no reason to believe he's the guy. In-game decisions that make no sense, seemingly, every week. And again, I wanted to start this off with, I love Greeny. I love Mike Greenberg. I know some Jet fans are sort of give and take with him, but I love Greeny. But I think he's wrong here. And here's what I did. When I saw that tweet yesterday, I sort of marinated on it. I'm like, No reason, absolutely no reason to believe he's the guy. And I said, well, here's a productive exercise. So this morning I got up at like 5 a.m. and I came over to this notebook here, okay? And I said, he's provided no reason to believe. Well, let me write down reasons I believe in Aaron Glenn and why I disagree with what Mike Greenberg said. So I wrote down some things, and we'll go through this process. So again, Mike Greenberg, just to highlight it one more time here before I read through my notes, he says that Aaron Glenn has given fans of the Jets absolutely no reason to believe he's the guy. And so I wanted to go to my notes and see if I could come up with reasons. First off, before I go to my reasons, let's go to what Greeny's talking about, right? So at the end of his answer, he says, in-game decisions that make no sense, seemingly every week. And the one that he said without saying is, of course, what happened in this contest at the Jets' own 42-yard line, trailing by only 3 points. He decided to go for it. The Ravens were up 10-7, and he decides to go for it from his own 42-yard line, and obviously the play doesn't work. Tyrod Taylor takes the shotgun snap, throws it out to the right side to John Mechie III. It was discombobulated. The throw had no chance of being complete. According to the analytics, the completion probability was 28%, according to Next Gen Stats. Shout out to Rich Cimini. Joe Tippmann got thrown into Tyrod Taylor's lap, which also didn't help and made the throw well short of the target. The Ravens ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. They took a commanding 10-point lead, and the Jets never got back into it officially. They did get back into the game, but that basically was a big reason that the Jets lost. And a lot of Jet fans out in the universe, including myself, in the middle of the moment, are like, "Oh my God, Aaron Glenn, what are you doing?" Well, the advanced analytics actually agreed with the Aaron Glenn decision. This is from ESPN Analytics. The win probability was slightly higher when going for it than punting, 28.2% versus 27%. So the analytics, on Monday Night Football where Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, you have the little stat in the corner that says, go for it or don't go for it. Well, the little green symbol on the bottom of Aaron Glenn's play sheet said go for it. So the analytics actually backed Aaron Glenn up to go for it and said it was the right call, even if it didn't convert. So that's interesting. But that's the one decision everyone's talking about. And yes, I thought that was personally. So the analytics said it was a good move. Greeny said, oh, I don't know. I also thought it was stupid. From your own 42-yard line, I didn't love the play call. The Jets said they loved the play call. They just didn't execute. Okay, so be it. I thought that was dumb. But the analytics, by the way, said it was worthy. But I did want to bring that up because that was a big thing that came off the game yesterday with the Jets losing. But Greeny said that there has been no reason provided from AG to believe that he's the guy. And again, I want to say I disagree, but I don't just want to disagree without providing some evidence. And before we provide some evidence, let's get to a couple other notes here. EZ coming up with a super chat here. Let's hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna. And I can't wait to see her and my son, Polly, and my beautiful fiance, Tatiana Davis, today. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen them last. Let's go to EZ.
Wow.
Genius on turning a loss into 100 memberships. Well, I hope so. Well, I can't take any credit. My father came up with this, actually. And genius because I guess, that'll work out that maybe I'll get a few more shekels in my pocket. But the embarrassment of having this video out in the universe forever, I'm not sure if that's great. But yes, EC, thank you for the credit for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat coming through. God bless America. Let's see. Our boy T-Town Jet, he's jumping involved. By the way, easy with your previous Super Chat combinations. You're up to 11 raffle tickets so far this month, so appreciate it. Again, our boy T-Town Jet with a Boy Green Coffee Club membership gift. Went to Nick Russo, 3552. So, T-Town Jet, of course, you got yourself another raffle ticket for our contest this month, which is awesome. That takes you to 3 raffle tickets so far this month. And also, we keep chipping away at the board here. Now, 84 memberships away from the live beard shave. So, we'll keep an eye on that. T-Town Jet, thank you very much. Let's keep adding that to the pile. Okay. So again, let me get into it. I've teased it for a while. Let's get into it. Reasons why I believe in Aaron Glenn. I believe he's provided reasons to believe. I want to start off with penalties. Now, the Jets, in terms of the NFL, 32 teams in the NFL, the Jets right now, after the Week 12 results, rank 13th in the league in penalties, 13th most penalties in the league. So it's around league average. That's 13th is still on the plus side in a bad way, but here's a note to take it. So 13th actually is major progress over the last 2 years. I'll get into that in a second. But before the 6 penalties the Jets had yesterday against the Ravens, the Jets ranked 21st in penalties. So they're in the bottom half of the league. So they were even better before this sort of skewed the scale here, the results of what just happened in this Baltimore game. So they're 13th, which is still progress over the last 2 years, which I'll bring up. But they were even better in that category. They're 21st. So Aaron Glenn, a penalty problem, very much in the beginning of the season. Aaron Glenn talked about it a lot in training camp and everywhere else, and he fixed it. He's fixed the penalty. Now, there were some really bad ones yesterday. First off, 6, the number is bad, and there was 2 key defensive pass interference calls on third downs for the Ravens that benefited them, that kept drives alive, that resulted in touchdowns. So, the Jets did some horrific stuff from that perspective. But in an overall sense, he's cleaned up the penalties. In 2024, that's last season, the Jets were top 3 in most penalties in the National Football League. Top 3. Not good. That's bad. 2023, they were number 1 in the league. They had more penalties than any other team in football in 2023. So, again, over the last 2 years, the Jets were top 3 in both of those seasons. This year, they're 13th. And before the Ravens game, they were 21st. So Aaron Glenn, a positive sign of optimism? Okay, he's cleaning up some of the penalties. To me, that's a reason to believe. What about this? Okay, before Aaron Glenn got here, the last 9 coaches, and it's not 9 coaches because some coaches had multiple opportunities. There weren't one-and-done coaches in there. But the Jets were 1-8 coming off a bye week. When they had extra time to prepare, they sucked, okay? So before Aaron Glenn got here, 1-8 over the last 9 games. AG gets here, 1-0. Extra time to prepare, they beat the Browns. Now, it's the Browns, but he doesn't get to pick when they play. So 1-0, coming off a bye. Mini bye, this Ravens game. The Jets had the benefit of playing the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. So they had 10 days between Patriots game and Ravens game. Extra time to prepare. Guess what the Jets were? More prepared. We didn't always see that with previous Jets coaches. Sometimes they had extra time, but they just look like the bumbling fools that they always look like. That, to me, is encouraging. So what I see from this Jets team, and there's all kinds of other things to bring up here, but this team, for the most part, is prepared, they're disciplined, and they're motivated. Motivation, interesting. The Jets are 2-9 right now. When the Jets traded Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, it would have been very easy to no longer be motivated if you're on the Jets. Whoa, we just traded 2 of our best defensive players, and we got interesting dart throws back, but nothing compared to the talent that just walked out that door. If you're on the Jets, you can say, screw this guy. They clearly don't care about 2025. Why the hell should I? Yet they've been motivated on a week-to-week basis to play hard for their coach. That, to me, is coaching. To motivate your players. That's coaching. Preparation. These Jets look ready on a week-to-week basis. They're not getting run out of the building. They were heavily an underdog against the Ravens. They were heavily an underdog against the Patriots. In both games, they were in the games. And I know, moral cookies, but that's coaching. Preparation. The work that goes in during the week. Preparation. Discipline for the most part. Again, yesterday, 6 penalties, not great. But again, 13th in the league, even with those penalties. In terms of most penalties in the league, 13th. Before the game, 21st. They're disciplined. They're prepared. They're motivated. Those are all reasons that I feel good about AG. And again, also what I've said, compete. That's Aaron Glenn's magic word. Compete. This team hasn't given up. I love that. And also, things going in one direction and then coaching changing it in another. The first 5 weeks of the season were a disaster for the Jets defense. They were on pace for one of the worst historical runs that any Jets defense has ever had. Guess what happened? They changed it. They fixed it. They did something in that building where all of a sudden they were a sieve defensively, and then they fixed it. And I'm not saying they fixed it and now it went from the worst to the best, but it's been dramatic improvement on the defensive side of the football. That's a reason to feel it. Accountability. The Quincy Williams story. Quincy Williams was not having his best year. Aaron Glenn benches him, which causes all kinds of strife. Like, oh boy, why didn't you trade him ahead of the deadline? And then all of a sudden, after the mini benching and giving him a talking to him, saying, hey, I'm going to be honest, pal, you have stunk this year, and it stunk all the way since training camp. It motivated Quincy. Quincy's playing out of his mind right now. That is some accountability happening. The Isaiah Williams, the Xavier Gibsons, the cutting the guys, they're holding them accountable when mistakes are made, and then giving them an opportunity to bounce back. Isaiah Williams got a chance to bounce back. That, to me, is a reason to feel positive. No Garrett Wilson. There's no Garrett Wilson on offense right now. No Garrett Wilson. He's the straw that stirs the drink. There's no Sauce Gardner. There's no Quinton Williams. Yet the Jets defense is playing better. Now, the Jets offense was improved with the quarterback decision to bench Justin Fields for Tyrod Taylor. It was improved, but one touchdown isn't enough, obviously. And the Jets lost the game. But they have no Garrett Wilson on offense, and they're figuring it out. What about the young players? Juwan Briggs just had his third sack of the season yesterday. He looks like a long-term guy for the Jets. John Mechie looks like a viable, competent receiver. Is he a wide receiver 2? That's probably too aggressive. But a wide receiver 3? A wide receiver 4? We'll see what Adonai Mitchell is. He had a nice yak play yesterday, but, the overall numbers are somewhat underwhelming. Jarvis Brownlee. Again, you got to give credit to the identification of talent and then the immediate usage of that talent. Jarvis Brownlee Jr., Juwan Briggs, who we mentioned, John Mechie coming in. Aaron Glenn has final say on roster. So those are Aaron Glenn. Also, he gets some of the credit there with Darren Muji. So I'm going to be honest, and especially go to this Ravens game. The Jets had a chance to make it a one-score game with 7 minutes to go. Unfortunately, Breece Hall had the fumble at the end of the game. Quarterback play this entire season has been awful. Justin Fields has had 4 games where he threw for under 60 passing yards, and Tyrod Taylor, while a marked improvement over Justin Fields, that's not saying much because the line was here. So when I saw that Greeny tweet, and if you're just joining us here on the show, make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe here on YouTube. Greeny sent out this tweet yesterday. Aaron Glenn has given fans of the Jets absolutely no reason to believe he's the guy. In-game decisions that make no sense seemingly every week. And I read that yesterday, and I marinated on it. And I said, let me take time in the morning to, bright eyes, fresh as a daisy. I'm going to pull out a notebook, and I'm going to write down the reasons I feel good about AG, why I believe. Doesn't mean all you have to believe. We all have different thought processes and everything else. But I wrote a full page of notes that I believe in AG, and I think that the arrow is pointing in the right direction, quite frankly. So I don't know how all you feel. We'll find out when the phone lines open here in a few minutes. But for me, I am encouraged by the team continuing to fight. I'm encouraged by the development. Now, Aaron Glenn has not been perfect. Obviously, he has not. He's made some of these in-game decisions that people have questioned. The no Hail Mary thing in the middle of the season didn't make any sense. Back-to-back weeks. That was confounding, certainly. But he just seems to be figuring it out. And I wrote this at the end of my story yesterday, my game recap story, that if you build the foundation on moral cookies, eventually it's going to crumble. And that's true. But Aaron Glenn needs, eventually, it looks like it's not going to happen this season, of course, with where it's headed, but he needs to turn those to wins. If he doesn't turn those to wins, then Aaron Glenn isn't going to be here very long. Not at all. But there just seems to be buy-in. That's another piece of the puzzle on here that I haven't talked about yet. There's buy-in from the players. They are clearly buying what he is selling. What he's saying in that locker room, what he's saying during the week, obviously they buy it. Look at the product we're getting on Sundays, Thursdays, Mondays. Every day of the week. They're buying what he's selling. And if he's buying what they're selling, maybe we should be buying what he's selling. Something to consider. We'll open up the phone lines here in a little bit. Let me see. Yes, more memberships coming through our number one Austrian Jet fans. Yo, baby. Every time we get 5 memberships or more gifted here on the channel, we go to our guy, Kevin James.
Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
All right, let's read the 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's read those right now here on the program. Shout out, to our number one Austrian Jet fan here on the channel. All right, we've got, a Strail Off the Chain, 8588, Zoink Nation, Jojo Townsell, Jeff Seawald, James Fitzpatrick, Daniel Diaz, NY Flight Jets Talk, Gilbert Farmer, Oak Tree Man, C. Wannen. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And again, most importantly, we're now 74 memberships away here on the channel. 74 away. There we go. Now it updated. 74 memberships away from the beard being shaved live here on the channel. Oh, boy. It sounds like this is going to happen. Again, you guys have the next couple of days to get all those in. So we'll see if that does hit us here over the top. I see we got another super chat in here. Let's go to our guy, NC Green, baby. NC bleeping Green.
Wow.
This is an excellent question. An excellent super chat question from NC Green, which, by the way, NC Green will add this to your previous totals here, which, by the way, gives you another raffle ticket. You're up to 19 raffle tickets so far this month. Much appreciated. Thank you, good sir. Do you think AG can develop our new quarterback? Evidence, question mark. Well, obviously, there is zero evidence to support this whatsoever. Whether good or bad in my mind. Maybe some of the other decisions you guys can say, hey, if he can't do this, can he do this? So maybe some of you guys can make those leaps. But there's no evidence to determine that he can, that AG can pick and then develop said quarterback. And that he could pick the right guy, and he can develop the guy. There is no evidence to provide that NC Green, which is scary. It's scary when you don't have evidence. I mean, it should even be scary when you do have evidence because, like, just because you've done it before does not mean you can do it again. But in this particular case, the Jets or we as Jet fans don't have evidence that AG can do this. We don't. The thing on Tanner Engstrand is it's been a little Jekyll and Hyde. I don't understand running Isaiah Davis on 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 6 and then creating a 4th down situation that apparently the Jets may want to go for it. I don't mind plays that set up plays, right? So if you're on 2nd down and you tell your offensive coordinator, you're like, hey, buddy, we're going for this. So, like, keep that in mind. It's 4-down territory here. So set your plays up accordingly. Because if it wasn't 4-down territory, you would call plays in a drive differently if you know you only had 3 downs versus 4 downs. Makes sense. But so there's been some things like yesterday in the Ravens game where Tanner Engstrand ran Isaiah Davis on passing situations, obviously, and put the Jets behind the 8 ball. I just didn't love a lot of those decisions. So Tanner, like AG, has not been perfect, but there have been some things that I've liked. Again, they are one of the most prolific rushing offenses in the National Football League. That's impressive in any respect. It's even more impressive when you consider that the Jets' passing game has been a net negative, which means everyone in the universe and their mama knows the Jets are running the ball, yet the Jets are still able to do it. That is the most impressive thing you can do in the league when you can impose your will on another team. That when they know what's happening, you know what's happening, and you can still do it. There's nothing more demoralizing. If you're on the other side, you're like, we know they're running it, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. So the Jets have been a top 5 rushing team in football this year. Breece Hall, despite the fumble, and a quick message to Breece Hall, not that he needs to hear it from me, but that fumble doesn't make me want Breece any less. This guy's fighting for everything. He was gassed out. They probably should have switched out running backs, to be honest. I won't make excuses, but Breece Hall was doggone tired there at the end of that drive after some of those big plays. But that doesn't scare me at all. Breece Hall is still on pace for a career year in a lot of different categories, including rushing yards. He's on pace for 1,183 rushing yards, which, again, would be a new career high for Breece Hall. So he's on pace for that sort of season. So he's been terrific this year, which has been great. I've been a little back and forth on Tanner, but it's been mostly positive for me on Tanner so far this season. There's, of course, games and game scripts and situations I can highlight that I said, I would have done this, but I would have done this. Maybe it's cherry picking from this perspective, but there has certainly been some bad moments. But the other thing we have to consider with Tanner is the quarterback play has been awful. So, it's hard to judge, quite frankly, some of the things he's been able to do. But there have been situations, like I said, on some of those Isaiah Davis runs on obvious passing situations that I did not like at all. But the real question here, NC Green, is do the Jets have the right infrastructure? So Charles London, who a lot of Jet fans are like, who? He does not have this prominent quarterback development background. Tanner Angstrand is a first-time play caller, so he doesn't have this prominent quarterback development background. So the Jets seem to be lacking that proven guy on the team. Now, there is two guys, right? Scott Turner is a part of this team, and his father, Norv Turner. As you saw, if you guys watch the America's Team documentary, he was a big piece of the development of one Troy Aikman back in the 90s. Now, if he's some informal representative with this group, which I would assume he is with his son, but not in the role that's like he's on the payroll. But he's a guy who's certainly done it. But like I don't know if you count that towards the group. So does AG make a hire this offseason with someone that has that sort of gravitas? Again, God rest his soul, Napper. Robert Saleh did that when he hired Greg Knapp, who had worked with some of the best quarterbacks of all time, and he was supposed to be the glue to a younger offensive coaching staff. And unfortunately, Napper tragically passed away in a cycling accident. And so we never got to see it in full flower. He only worked with Zach Wilson for a handful of months before his tragic death over the summer before training camp. So does AG make one of those hires? You could make an argument that they should be making that type of hire based on the staff that's there. But NC Green, this is a long way of saying we don't have the evidence. But the other evidence that I wrote down on this sheet about, this is a positive, this is a positive, this is a positive, that for me, again, when someone hasn't done something, there's two ways to evaluate it, right? Like, because again, AG's never been a head coach before, right? So when he was the Lions DC, is he going to be a head coach? Good head coach? Well, I don't know. We've never seen him in it. So you don't know until they're in the role. And there's two ways to evaluate that. You can either say, they've never done it before. Boo. I don't think that's going to work. Or two, they've never done it before, and you give them the benefit of the doubt. That is how I live my life. I've told this story many times, so I'll tell a quick version of it. When new people enter my life, everyone starts the same. They start at 0. And on my scale, you could go all the way to plus 100 or negative 100. But everyone starts at 0. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I don't care what you've done in a previous spot. If I look at a resume and there's a hole here, or some like, whoa, red flag here, I'll be aware of it. But everyone to me in my life starts at 0. And when we have interactions or work projects or personal relationships or whatever it is, that affects the scale. If all of a sudden I start working with you and you're super reliable and you're on time and you've helped me out in a pinch, I'm like, okay, there go from 0 to plus 10, plus 20, plus 30. When good things happen, we start going north on the scale. However, when things start going bad, again, a bad work project, negative impact. I'm around someone and I see a red flag in person. I'm like, whoa, what the hell? How they treated somebody. I'm like, oh, boop, 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 boop. Negative 10, negative 15, negative 20. So that's how my life works. So for AG, net 0. He's never not proven he can't develop a quarterback. He hasn't proven he can, but he hasn't proven he can't. So net 0. Benefit of the doubt. Okay, so some of the criticisms we want to make of AG, that he's had some questionable in-game decisions. All right, you can sell me on that, obviously. We can have those debates. Does that mean he can't develop a quarterback? I don't know. And then if you're going to say Justin Fields, right, because a lot of people will bring that up. Oh, Justin Fields. Like, look, he grabbed Justin Fields and that didn't work, so obviously he can't develop quarterbacks. Maybe Justin Fields was just fucked. Maybe he just wasn't good. Like, he's on his third team in 3 years. If your bar for AG in the development quarterback process was, hey, he better make Justin Fields work or else he sucks. If that was your bar, then you set an unrealistic bar. If we gave a percentage of the chances that Justin Fields is going to magically transform into a franchise quarterback with the Jets, 1%? 0.5%? I don't know what the scale was, but it wasn't very high. I mean, it was worth the risk to me. I thought, look at these quarterbacks. Connor Hughes said the Jets were swimming around Marcus Mariota, Carson Wentz, and Justin Fields. Well, if that's the multiple choice on the test, I guess I'm taking Fields, and I got excited about that. 26 years old. I'm like, all right, some upside here. All right, let's see what happens. So no, also to this, you didn't ask this, NC Green, but to go push beyond this, if So just because Justin Fields didn't work out doesn't mean I say, Aaron Glenn clearly doesn't know quarterbacks. I thought he did the best thing in the moment for 2025. It flopped, and now he gets a chance to pick his own guy. So we'll see if he does, of course. I don't think he's going to be forced to take a guy. If he doesn't believe a guy's there, he doesn't believe a guy's there. But no, so there's no evidence in my mind, negative or positive. You could be slightly negative about Justin Fields, but that doesn't really say anything about the ability to draft a guy, I don't think. Not in my mind. But interesting nonetheless. Appreciate you, NC Green, for sending that through. Okay, we're 74 memberships away from a live beard shaving. 74 memberships away. Here we go. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any more super chats. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we'll be opening up the phone lines here in just a minute. But to me, I found plenty of reasons to be optimistic about AG. I respectfully disagree with Mike Greenberg, who again fired off this tweet yesterday that he believes Aaron Glenn's given the Jets fans zero reason to believe that he's the guy in game decisions that make no sense seemingly on a week-to-week basis. I politely disagree. I think he's given plenty of reasons. This team's been fighting hard for him. He seems to have the pulse of this team. Now they're 2-9, and that sucks, but we'll see what else the rest of the season has to offer here. We'll see what else this season has to offer. Again, we got a beautiful Marty Lyons autograph bundle, baby, an autographed jersey and an autographed hat, both coming with certificates of authenticity. If you want a chance to win this, they're $3 a pop. $3 a pop, baby. That is the way to do it. Okay, and you guys can do that on the money sign there on YouTube. There you go. The money sign on YouTube and gift channel memberships. Here we go. Let's do this. We'll take a quick hep timeout, and we'll welcome your phone calls next here on BGD.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Bugging daily, bugging daily, bugging daily. Talking Jets football, man. Bugging daily, bugging daily, bugging daily. The New York Jets football club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets. Boy Green, bugging daily, bugging daily, bugging daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, bugging daily, bugging daily, bugging daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
There we go. Let's go, baby. That is the Hepster for kicking us off here for the second half of Boy Green Daily. You guys can call into the show. That is youtube.com/BoyGreen25 if you'd like to peruse the phone lines. Here's the sitch, people. I will be doing Boy Green Daily right now. I will also do a live show at 11 o'clock. I'll only be on for an hour, and then at noon, I'm packing up the gear, and I'm heading out. Going to go pick up the family and the New England-ish area, and then bringing them over, to Thanksgiving. So I've got 8-9 hours, God knows however many hours of driving ahead of me here today. So we're here for less than 24 hours at the house, jump in the car, do all the festivities, and we're driving back on Saturday, and we'll be ready for the Jets-Falcons game as the Jets continue to battle caged bird animals. They'll play the Atlanta Falcons, who had a nice bounce back against the New Orleans Saints. Cash money, baby. I had the Falcons, who are an underdog in that game. Thank you for that easy money, Vegas. Thank you very much. See, not all my betting is terrible, people. Not all my betting is terrible. All right, let's go here. More memberships being gifted. Alon. Hey, he's interestingly motivated for this to go the other way. 5 memberships being gifted here on the channel. Appreciate you. Yep. Every time 5 memberships or more are gifted here on the program, we play a video ensemble. Here we go.
Number 44.
Woo! 44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts. Get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
And Alon just gave us some 5 memberships, baby, being gifted. We've got Michael Joseph Belushi, Matt 7333, PVLZ 3009, UHH Meow, Famous 7483. You guys are all now members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And now 69 memberships away, people. 69 memberships away, as Alon said, that I wanted to get it down to 69 because I'm just that mature. Well, Alon, either way, no matter what way you guys want to operate, that works for me. 69 memberships away from my beard being shaved live. Again, if you're just joining us here on the program, the question of whether or not my beard is shaved is no longer up for debate. That bet, unfortunately, has been lost. But the new thing that is up for grabs is over the next couple of days, you guys have an opportunity to see if the beard will be shaved live. And I will be down with my family when that occurs. Again, 69 memberships away. If we get those 69 memberships before Thanksgiving, well, then we will shave it live. If we don't get those memberships before Thanksgiving, the beard will still be shaved. It just won't be a live product for you to consume and apparently rewatch over and over again, which, but that's how it happens. But I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if I didn't stream that live to thousands of people. But I guess we'll see what the gods allow. Thank you to Hop on Pop for giving that idea here on the program. That seems like a lot. Let's go to some comments here. We got Ruben Nunez here. Thank you, Ruben. How can you trust Glenn with the rebuild and a rookie quarterback? Again, as I sort of just explained, on the rookie quarterback feature, there's no real evidence to describe one way or the other to me that he's either capable or not capable of doing it. It's sort of like him taking the head coaching job, in my opinion. We didn't know if he was going to be good or bad. You really don't know whatever their qualifications are on a resume. It doesn't tell you they can be a head coach. Hey, I'm good at calling defense. Okay. Hey, I'm good at calling offense. All right. The sky's blue. Do you have any other random fun facts you'd like to share? Like, being a head coach is being a head coach. You don't know how you can swim until you get shoved in the pool. Is he flapping around or is he sinking to the bottom? I don't know. So, again, for me, how do I trust Glenn with the rebuild of the rookie quarterback? I have, as I explained in my life, I sort of have a default. I give everyone the benefit of the doubt in my life until they prove me otherwise. Until they give me battle scars and hurt me, I'm like, well, this might be the right one. I'm a hopeless romantic, I guess. I guess that's just sort of how I evaluate the story. But in terms of trusting Glenn, like I said, in a 2-9 season, the players continue to fight for him. He has gotten down the penalties to a dramatic level. Over the last 2 years, the Jets were top 3 in penalties. Now they're middle of the pack, and before this game, they were in the bottom third of the league in least penalties in the league. So to me, there's been lots of signs of progress personally, but hey, different strokes, different folks, Ruben. But that's where I'm floating. That's where my boat is floating, baby. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to the Hepster here on the show. Hep.
Hey, Paul. Yeah, disappointing. I'm sorry
Yeah.
you got to lose the beard, but you grow that thing back in like 4 days. It'll be back to where
Yeah, I
it
know.
was.
That's what someone asked me when they saw the beard bet. They're like, "Oh man, how long did it take you to grow this?" I'm like, "Oh, I shaved this morning." And they're like,
Yeah, I
"Oh."
shaved this morning.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's been so long, I can't even remember. But normally, I think I remember it growing pretty fast. We're about to all find out together, I guess.
Yeah, I remember the last time you had it was when you broke your leg, when you had the knee
Yeah.
surgery. You came
Yeah.
out, I was like, wow, what the hell happened? You were like,
Yeah.
and you look like kind of like the Grinch when he shaved his beard. It looked like you had like little band-aids and stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, it was a disaster. Yeah, I definitely did a terrible job. I think the lesson learned, because my dad was just texting me this morning. I thought he was being a dick, but apparently he might have been being nice. I don't know. He said, "Hey, do you want me to book that beard appointment, like the beard shaving appointment?" Ha 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 ha. Ha. He's like, "No, we could go to a professional. I know a guy because I'm going to his house for Thanksgiving. So
Right.
maybe whoever's doing the shaving won't be just my dad with a pair of hedge clippers. Maybe it'll be an actual professional. So we'll see."
Do you have like clippers like just for your body hair and stuff? Do you have a pair of those?
I have never used it for body hair, but I do have just at my house, which I guess I could bring just in case, just clippers. Like I could put like a little, whatever it's called. My brain's not working, but I could just straight whatever, clipper it off with nothing. And then there's these little functions you can put on it. Like we give it a
get it
4 or
little bit.
3 or whatever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could probably just eyeball it pretty good because you got so much beard there. Just get the bulk of it off.
Yeah.
know?
100%. Right.
And you're not going to go with straight razor, or you're just going to leave a little bit.
No, right, yeah. So this weird picture, who made this? I think this was Fox who made this, which is very disturbing. I texted this to my fiance because she knew that the bet was going on as soon as the Ravens lost. She texted me crying emojis because she loves the beard,
Yeah.
and I texted her back this. And she went,
Yeah.
"Oh, Jesus, good Lord. That's disgusting." And I'm like, "Well, thank you, honey. I appreciate that." And so, no, I won't have to. I can't even remember the last time I went straight up clean shaven and just shaved everything. That has to be at least 15 years or something.
Well, I
That's
mean,
a long time. So
you're not an
thankfully, I won't
ugly.
have to do it for
Yeah,
this.
you're not covering up anything. You're not an ugly guy or anything. You got
I
a
appreciate
chin.
that. Thank you, Hap. Thank
Yeah, you got a chin. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of guys wear the beard because they have no
Butt
chin.
chin. Nah,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, as far as the game yesterday, I
Yeah.
think two pivotal moves that really kind of gave us the. It was the sack at the end of the first half
Yeah.
that knocked us out, and then it was that would have been nice to have those 3 points.
Yep.
And then when we had that what was it now? We had it was going for it on 4th and 2 and not getting it. And then they ran and they just did a touchdown. They went and got a touchdown on the short field in
Yep.
the
Fourth and
40th.
goal. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, the offense I thought looked better as far it looked more like a normal offense in a way. Not great, but it looked normal. Like at least we moved the ball. Brees doing the screens, that's where it seemed to really like, wow, we were gashing up when he with those few moves, those few times we did it, it just seemed so effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting him the ball.
I don't know. Again, I'm sure being an offensive coordinator is very hard. I do it on Madden, when I'm playing, but I'm sure it's very difficult. But I just, if I was Tanner Angstrand and I'm like, the one screen that he ran, what was it? Oh my God, I'm forgetting the game now. Oh, that had to be Browns, I guess. The 42-yarder for Brees
Yeah,
Hall. Yeah.
that was
So
amazing. Yeah,
he ran. He had that one catch. That was it, and it went 42 yards to house. And I'm like, holy shit! It's
yeah,
screen thing. Oh, we need to uncover this mystery. And I just
yeah,
run it more. If I run it too much, okay. At least to the fans, everybody else, just play like, hey man, play the hits. If I think this is great, like kill us with it.
yeah,
But like the fact that he's so like, oh boy, I've only got 3 bullets in the chamber. No, you can run it as much as you want. You don't
yeah,
have to just do it this handful of times. So it's almost like he's like it's 50 first dates and he just keeps forgetting that he
yeah,
can run a
yeah,
screenplay, and then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, you know what, a light bulb just hit me, I should try this screen thing out, and then it works. So I just wish that was a more consistent piece of the offense, because they said it yesterday. Brees Hall's 75 receiving yards in the game was more than he had in the previous 5 games combined. Like, that is bizarre. Like,
that's
Brees Hall
crazy.
should be a consistent, like, as I'm building a game plan at the beginning of the week and I'm starting to put the pieces in, Brees Hall catching the football is a main pillar of
Yeah,
that plan until Brees Hall's not a member of the Jets anymore.
we need at least five pass plays for Brees designed at least every day, every
100%.
game.
He needs to be targeted. Like, the target numbers were down too, and that to me makes no sense, because okay, a wide receiver, even though I think you can scheme this if you're a really good offensive coordinator, but like if you can't get the ball to Garrett Wilson because they're quadruple covering him, like, okay,
Sure.
but Brees Hall, he's in the backfield. How can you not target him? A quick
Yeah.
flare out, they can't cover that quick enough every time where you can't get him the ball. Like, he should be one of the easiest guys. Hike the ball, hand him the ball. So hike the ball and flip it to him or pooch it to him. There's like a million different ways you can do it to skin that cat. So yeah, that I don't understand. The lack of targets, which is the lack of it being in the plan. I don't understand that at all. And Tanner, on some of these coordinator press conferences that normally happen every Thursday over the course of the season, when he's been asked, hey, why no screens? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or it hasn't presented itself. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What do you mean it hasn't presented itself? Bizarre.
Well, yeah, this is why we have to have Taylor in the game so we can actually evaluate what's going on, because we didn't know. I mean, with Fields at quarterback, how the hell? Oh, well, I don't know what's going on. Is it Fields? Is it this? Now at least we have an idea. Okay, these are the problems. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Hepster. Yes. I'm not sure what's going on there. And I appreciate Yank asking this, by the way, before we go back to the phone lines. He says, Stats said Tyrod threw a pick. Is that right? I missed it. It's the end of the game, right? So Tyrod's at the end and he just sort of chucks it up. And I think this is the key of, and I'm not saying you did this, Yank. I'm just saying this for a general sense for everyone, right? There's a lot of people that will see a game or not see a game and just look at the box score and then make these overarching judgments based on what they see in the box score. And so Tyrod Taylor had a pick, but really Tyrod played solid. Again, the offense only scored one touchdown. That's unacceptable. You're not going to win a lot of games when you only score one touchdown. So, but it just, from an eye test perspective, and a few people called in yesterday during the live show or post game about this, it just looked better with Tyrod in there. So I don't think Aaron Glenn made the wrong decision. If anyone's saying that in the quarterback decision ballpark, I think he made the right decision. And let's see how Tyrod continues to build chemistry with these guys. He doesn't get a lot of reps during the week. Obviously, those were going to Justin Fields. So I'll be curious to see where that goes from here. Yeah. But he did throw a pick. It was at the end of the game when he just sort of chucked it up there at the end. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any more of your super chats or questions. Okay, good. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Troy Sturgis up next. What's up, Troy?
Hey, Paul. How you doing this morning?
Excellent, thank you.
Hate to hear about your beard. I really don't
Terrible.
like the betting about anybody's facial or tattoos or anything like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's terrible. Anyway, kind of down on Brees today. He's cost us, not necessarily cost us games, but we've been in 2 games that he's fumbled. And over the last 3 years that he's been with us, he's fumbled 10 times. I don't know where that's at in percentage wise with the league, and just the fact that we all know whenever he first came in the league, he was blazing, but he couldn't find the end zone. He would always be right there, but he couldn't find the end zone.
Right.
I mean, we all know that he would either fall down at the 1 or fall down at the 3 or whatever, when he first came in. But is that something that we need to be worried about? I mean, his fumbling issues?
Last year I was super worried about it. He had 5 or 6 fumbles last year, and that was a very high number. That concerned me. This year, so again, unfortunately, they've come in terrible times. I was there for the first one, week 5 Dallas Cowboys game. The Jets are driving to tie that game at the end of the first half. We're like, oh, baby, here we go. And the ball gets punched out. And then everything falls apart after that is terrible. And in this game, he's about to score, whether that play or the next play, whatever's going to happen. Then it's a 1-score game with 7 minutes to go, plenty of time. Like, let's go. Maybe the Jets can win this thing. So the fumbles were disconcerting last year. I feel a lot better about them this year. I don't feel good. The 2 that happened, those stink. But to me, when you evaluate fumbles or picks or whatever it is, I look at the full picture. I'm like, what is he providing versus what he's losing? And we lose the 2 fumbles. That sucks. What's he providing? Oh, he's on pace for the best rushing season he's ever had, and the Jets have had it over 10 years. Their last 1,000-yard rusher is Chris Ivory. Okay, I could take 2 fumbles. So that's how I weigh it personally. Now, maybe, again, the number, I don't know the same number you don't know about where the 10 fumbles ranks among the league, because I know Ramondre Stevenson is a horrific fumbler. So I know just him off the top of my head is a horrific fumbler. So he's up there in fumbles over the last couple of years. I'm curious the rest of the league. I'll go and look up that stat and try to have that ready for the 11 o'clock show today. But no, that doesn't concern me to the point that I wouldn't sign him. I think he's been dynamic, running the football, catching the football to the backfield when utilized in that way. That's not a him decision. That's a coaching staff decision of using him. So, yeah, I'd have no hesitation paying him. Now, the thing is, the highest paid running back in football is in the Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley territory of $19 million a year and $20 million a year. I don't think Brees gets anywhere near that. So if we get Brees at a respectable number, Rich Cimini said that Brees Hall is going to be looking for between 10 and 12. That seems like a reasonable number. That's Corey Davis, when he signed here, signed for $11 million a year. We're getting a Corey Davis contract for Brees Hall, and the market expands every year. I mean, for a Jets team that has a cajillion dollars, and that's an official number, by the way, a cajillion dollars, I'm not going to use a couple shekels on Brees. I don't know. For me, I would seriously explore it if it's in that 10 to 12 range. If he's in the 15, 16, 17 range, okay, I'll let someone else make that investment. But between 10 and 12, that sort of seems super reasonable. Based, if you believe what we're seeing this year is what he can continue to be. If you don't believe so, then maybe it's not reasonable.
I like the 2 receivers we got. I think they're coming along. I think they would be assets down the road. I still think maybe we need to try to pick up a true number 2 in the draft.
Yes. Yeah. I think that'll sort of
Or
round out
free
the group.
agent or
Garrett's
whatever.
great. John Mechie's very interesting. Adonai Mitchell, I think, still is very interesting. I don't know if either of them I put in wide receiver 2 territory, but if you get a bona fide wide receiver 2, is that a veteran? Is that a draft pick? I probably prefer veteran. Then it really rounds out the group. Now you're like, oh, wow, now I can see the vision. Garrett Wilson, competent guy on the other side. John Mechie and Adonai Mitchell rotating in. You have Mason Taylor. Like the rest of it, all of a sudden, that one piece and the ripple effects of that piece suddenly becomes super interesting.
Yeah, now that we can get rid of Alan Lazard at the end of the year and get rid of Tyler Johnson and then plug them guys in at the 3 and 4, or 4 and 5, whatever they would be.
They got to wash their hands there.
Yeah. But anyway, that's all I got, Paul. Appreciate
it.
Oh, also one more thing.
Yeah.
Following other guys while you wasn't in the first half of the Baltimore game. So excited whenever you got on. It just was a total. I really enjoy your content when you do that. Appreciate it. Gotta go.
Thank you so much, Troy. Appreciate you, man. And I appreciate you carving out time for us at work. You're the best, buddy. Thank you. And yes, with all the travels and everything, I was able to get home well before end of halftime, but I thought it would have been weird for me to just suddenly jump on, hey, here's me at the end of the first quarter. So I ended up coming on at halftime for those, and I will be full flower for the next week, a week from yesterday. I will be back here in these lovely confines for the Jets-Falcons game. So I will have returned from Thanksgiving travel. We're traveling on Saturday. So Sunday, the next day, we'll be there for Jets-Falcons. So we will be back for that. Let's go to this. So Indy looked better. 10 points on the quarterback thing. Okay. Yes. Here's what I want to bring up for why I believe the Jets looked better. Here we go. So let's pull up these numbers. Let's just have them accurate. I think that's important, right? Okay. That's important. All right, so Tyrod Taylor yesterday had 222 passing yards. Okay, let's do a trivia game, folks. How many times has Justin Fields had over 222 passing yards this season? Anyone? How many? Tyrod Taylor in his second start, rather, had 222 passing yards. I'm curious how many times has Justin Fields had over 222 passing yards? Well, I'll tell you this, over the last 5 games, the last month plus, he did it one time. That was the Bengals game. Once. His other passing yards were 45, 46, 54, and 116. So when I say better, yeah, it was better. Stevie Ray Wonder could see that it was better. Okay? Now, 10 points is not good enough to win games, but better is relative. Two things can be true at the same time. Tyrod Taylor can be better than Justin Fields and still not be good enough to say, hey, he's the guy. Two things can be true. Tyrod Taylor was better than Justin Fields, but he was also not good. So keep that in mind for consideration. Again, over the last month plus 5 weeks, that's a pretty big sample size. Justin Fields once has thrown for over 222 passing yards. One time. That was the Bengals game. It was a win. Terrific. But all the others, 116, 54, 46, 45, and those are full game passing numbers. That's disgusting. That is caveman. I throw block and do this and do this. That's the kind of offense we're talking about. Disgusting. So Tyrod Taylor was a market improvement. And I bet your bottom dollar that Tyrod Taylor in his second straight start in the Falcons game will be even better. With consistency, continuity, first-team reps, playing with these guys, getting on the same page. Adonai Mitchell had a stop and go that could have been for a touchdown, but Tyrod missed him. I imagine they don't get a lot of reps together. It's not an excuse. It's just a fact. So I imagine if they work together a little bit more in practice, well, maybe they're going to be even better. So I thought it was significantly better. So sorry for the Justin Fields truthers out there. Now, the one thing I would have loved to see that we did not see is Tanner did not put Justin Fields in the game for like a quarterback package. Now, the Ravens prepared for it, so good for the Jets. That quarterback decision made the Ravens waste time, but the Ravens won the game anyway, so I guess that lacks the juice, perhaps. For sure. 3 Sibs. Jay Reeves says, Tyrod Taylor almost threw a pick on that first pass. He did. I saw that. That was a terrible throw. But how many quarterbacks in the universe have almost thrown picks? I don't believe that's a stat. Almost picks. I guess turnover-worthy plays if you're a PFF subscriber. So, There are interceptions that get deflected up in the air and actually count. There are interceptions that get dropped every day. Everyone who's faced the Jets this year as an opposing quarterback has had the Jets drop interceptions. So their stats would have looked worse, but they didn't because, well, I mean, the Jets can't catch a pick for whatever that's worth. But yeah, so I thought the Jets looked better with Tyrod Taylor. For sure. Let's catch back up here on all your commentary currently coming in here on the chat. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for interacting. We have 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's see. Jay Reeves says, why did he take bad sacks? Well, Tyrod Taylor was sacked 3 times in the game. Why did he take bad sacks? Well, I mean, if he could have gotten out of a few of those escapes, he did not. He had his ankle like a chihuahua, and a couple of them, he just had to go down. I would say I'd rather him go down than him trying to do something stupid, which some other quarterbacks go, well, let me just chuck it, which, by the way, we saw last night. Teddy Bridgewater, former Jets legend, he got caught up in a sack and just chucked it and almost got picked off by a Ram. So I think not all sacks are created equal. Sometimes just eating the loss and saying, this is bad, but if I try to do something funky here and try to play hero, it could be much worse. I could be much worse. Yes, I appreciate that ESON coverage. Real quick, everybody, please put your thoughts and prayers for Nick Faria and his family. He's dealing with a medical situation. I don't know if you guys saw it on his social media. But our buddy Nick Faria, who joins us every week, his new slot, by the way, is every Wednesday he joins us here on the show. And we've enjoyed having Nick Faria on. He sort of stepped away from his Jets coverage over the last couple of days because his father had a stroke. So if you guys can please keep him and his family in your prayers, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, ESON Coverage, for bringing that up. Some people could disagree with Nick Faria's takes and, some of the other stuff. I enjoy that he loves having fun. And he takes on whatever criticism for the takes and things of that nature and welcomes in the phone calls. But please, please, please put your prayers up for our guy, Nick Faria. So in case you guys missed that, he posted that update on his Twitter account a couple days ago. That he's going to be away from the Jets for a little bit because his father had a stroke. So again, please keep him keep him in your thoughts and your prayers and your love that's sent out there to the universe. Thank you for saying that, ESON Coverage. I was going to get to that a little bit later, but now's a better time than any to give that love to Nick Faria, who I've really loved enjoying having on the show, and all the fun debates and whether he's been doing the funny stuff from his vacations and things of that nature. He's the best. So. Prayers up to Nick, and hopefully your dad ends up being okay. So hopefully so, my friend. Hopefully so. All right. With that being said, let's go back to the phone lines here on the program, and appreciate you guys, all the kind words that are coming in the comment section right now. I'm sure Nick is really going to appreciate those. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Uncle Indy's up here on the show. Indy?
Morning, BG. Hey, check your Discord. I sent you a photo of yesterday. We had a great time with Bradshaw and his lovely wife. Philly was there. So, we took the L, but that's okay. We had a good time. So, that's kind of what it's about more than anything.
I will get this up so everyone can see it. That is terrific. Okay, let me get this up here in just a second here so you guys could see it. Well, it's awesome. I'm glad that you guys were all able to reunite here, which is cool. So here we go. Let's bring this up. I'm a monkey operating a spotlight over here, so technical difficulties, baby. Okay, here we go. Here's the beautiful picture. There it is, folks. Uncle Indy, Badshaw, and Philly Noodles, baby. And there you go.
Badshaw snuck a cigarette from somebody and said, he was going to try to get his voice a little gravelier. So he's like, I'm going to take up smoking today.
I like that. Look at that. That's awesome.
Even though he didn't, it was just a blank one, but yeah. He's like, I just need my voice a little more gravelly. I'm like, hey, what, yeah,
That's funny. Oh yeah,
So,
people are getting a big hoot about that in the comments section. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but a great group of people, but on to the game,
Yeah.
BG.
Sure.
We had several 3rd and 2s and even a 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have that been the opportunity to bring Fields in?
For sure. 100%. 100%.
So
I just don't get in general sense because Tyrod Taylor, and again, he had a couple of shout out to him. He had a couple of really nice scrambles yesterday where it seemed like there was nothing there, and he escaped out. And on a 3rd and 7, he had a great conversion. I was like, wow, okay, Tyrod Taylor, not as fleet of foot as Justin Fields, but okay, he's got it in there every once in a while. That's nice, but. Obviously defenses are not going to respect Tyrod Taylor at 36 the same way they would respect Justin Fields in a read option scenario. And I explained that earlier in the week if the ball is in Breece Hall's gut and the guy holding it is Justin Fields versus Tyrod Taylor, if I'm a defensive end and my job is to contain or chase, I'm like, dang. When it's Justin Fields, I have to respect that and makes me think twice and I hesitate and then they make whatever play. So, yeah, to be honest, I'm baffled that they didn't use it. To your point, any of those 4th and 2, 3rd and 2 situations, or even I would have even taken it in a 3rd and 4. I would have trusted that a little bit more if we went read op with like a Justin Fields. So, yeah, why they didn't, I have no idea. It sounds like in the broadcast meetings that they were asking AG about it. Baltimore was prepared, like they did work throughout the week on it, and then we didn't see it. So, yeah, I don't get that.
So I think I think that tells you right there that Fields has probably played his last down.
Very possible.
I don't think he's or his last snap. I don't think you'll see him back on the field. Was Cook elevated to?
He was not. He was not elevated.
QB3.
So I think that's the one thing to watch. So I don't disagree with the overall sentiment that perhaps he's played his last snap. The only exception, of course, we have to put in as he remains QB2, that has to remain a distinct possibility of Tyrod Taylor's injury history. But it feels like inevitably they're going to make the Brady Cook move where Brady Cook is signed outright to the 53-man roster. Fields kicked to QB3 and he's the backup. But when does that happen? I don't know. What do we got? 6 games left. So we need to see when that happens. But as long as he's the backup, there's a faint chance. But yes, maybe that's why. Maybe just like, hey, man, he's not mentally there to be able to contribute in that way. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand is if the kid is not mentally capable of being there, you've got to move on from him now. I mean, just say, I don't know if there's a clause in the contract where they can just, go ahead and just pay him his money and allow him to, allow him to just move on and
that's an contract. Anyone, they could say, hey, we're just going to give you all this money right now. Here's your guaranteed money. Get out. Yeah, sure. Any team could do that at any point. Sure.
Yeah, and if he's not valuable enough to bring him in on a 3rd and 2, a 4th and 2, and you're going to make Tyrod be the guy, then he holds no value on the team anymore. And so just take the bullet and move on from him. Hopefully the kid gets gets the help he needs and whatever. But I just. And maybe that's the inexperience of the coaching staff. I don't really know.
Sure.
Yeah. But as always, we had your show going during the game out there, so we were all listening in and chiming in on the chat, and it was great to see you back. And glad you and Pops had a phenomenal weekend, minus the Jets loss. You got a great Notre Dame experience. And it is quite the experience, isn't it, BG?
Oh man, again, you dream of certain places like that and say, man, what would that be like to be in that stadium with that and this and that? And wow. Yeah, it was great. It was surreal. Like when we were walking up to the grotto, I'm like, holy shit! Like Rudy was right here, and the actor, and then this, and the like. This is real. This is a real place. This is not just a 2D movie. I was watching on the screen 3 days ago. Like, holy crap, this is here, and you're holding a candle that you pick up. You light the candle, you put it in. You're like the flame, the everything. The pastors and priests that are walking around. Like it's just like whoa. It's it's pretty surreal, which was
Yeah,
awesome. It was a
so
great
I can
experience.
only imagine, as a Notre Dame player,
Oh yeah.
a freshman coming into Notre Dame and being a player and experiencing that from that side of it. As a fan, I've gone there and experienced what you have, and it's great. But the players that first time the player has to go through that would be a little overwhelming too. Absolutely.
And I'll say this: I haven't said the story anywhere, but so we Notre Dame has a tradition, a player walk. So I'm gonna mess up the word. 1 second. It's the Basilica, which is this beautiful church. It's on the campus. What the players do is from the Basilica they walk, and there's a path cleared, like it's just lined with fans and
Yes.
everything for like miles, and they go from the Basilica and walk all the way through, and they're all wearing suits and ties, and they're high-fiving people as they're walking through, and they walk through to that tunnel that I showed people on the video, and then go down to the field and the locker room and all that jazz coming through. So we're watching it, and me and my dad are at the front end of right before they go in the tunnel, so we got a great spot. But after like Marcus Freeman, the coaches, coordinators, and players are the recruits that Notre Dame is trying to lure to Notre Dame, and they had them in. And I turned to my dad. I said, "Man, if I'm a recruit, I'm just some recruit. It's like my third or fourth visit, whatever it is, and I see that. How can you walk away from this? Like, oh my god, the tradition, the aura." Like you're seeing the Notre Dame
Exactly.
fans are like, holy freaking crap, there are thousands of Notre Dame fans here just to see us walk into the stadium. These freaks are so obsessed with football and Notre Dame and Irish, and you're seeing and there was all walks of life. There was old people, there was young, there was kids, there was adults, there was everything, every walk of life that was waiting to cheer on Notre Dame players as they were going in, and they had all the recruits coming in and their families. And I was like, man, yeah, these people are going to commit here pretty soon. How could you not with that experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, I just just wanted to say, congratulations on that. So the next big milestone is the missing the beard.
Yeah, yeah,
That's coming up soon.
yep, yeah, very as it appears, very,
You know,
yeah.
and hey, and maybe this is a fresh start. You get the shortened beard. Maybe there's a wedding, coming up. Who
Sure.
knows?
I'll be trim and proper for that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's an underlying thing there. We that could be the next
There's a window.
the next membership goal is you
Ooh,
get X amount of memberships, and we have to do Matt O'Leary just got married.
I
You
saw
could
that.
be the
Congrats
next
to Matt. Yeah.
you could be the next Jet content creator. But we're pulling for you.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Nicole Indy. Thanks for calling into the show, and shout out to Bad Shot, Philly Noodles, you guys for all hanging out. Of course, Bad Shot's beautiful bride. Terrific. I'm glad you guys all had a great time. That's amazing. That was cool. That was great. Let's see. Old Yank says, BG, will you lose your chin when you shave it like I did? The joke I hear all the time with this beard that I get from people, there's a fan, I don't know, he hasn't commented in a while. But he calls me BG. What was his? I'm gonna mess up. I know the overall insult, but I don't know what his nickname for me was. Was like something like no neck BG. Because like with this beard, it looks like I don't have a neck. Like it is under there. There you go. But the beard covers it. I don't know. I'm short. I don't know. Most people beards cover their neck. I have no idea. So I get the no neck beard joke. So I definitely have the neck. The chin is here. It's right here. So this is beard. Yeah, chin's here. This is beard. So you guys are gonna see it. I guess it's happening in a matter of days. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, there is a chin under there. I don't have a butt chin or anything. So I'm not a Uriah Faber. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Different strokes, different folks. But yes. And Alon just saw the score of the Syracuse Notre Dame game. I was at 70-7. Yeah, and Syracuse's 7 came in the last 6 seconds of the game. They drove down the field, and it should have been worse. Syracuse threw multiple pick sixes in the game, but they threw another one, and the Syracuse would have went up 77-7 or 77-0. And the ref threw a roughing the passer call, which was maybe it was mercy. I don't know, but the Syracuse threw another pick six that should have counted. It did not. So take that for what you will. It could have been worse. And Notre Dame. So Notre Dame beat Syracuse 70-7. That's bad. That's the third largest loss in Syracuse football history, and that university has been around since the 1800s. So that's pretty bad. That's terrible. But Notre Dame called off the dogs. There was pick sixes, block punts. They weren't going full spread trying to score 70. They could have scored 100. I mean, it was a bloodbath, which again, I thoroughly enjoyed. Sorry to the Syracuse folks that are around here. Again, I support Syracuse. I moved here in 2008, became a Syracuse football season ticket holder, but my dad raised me a Notre Dame fan. So if I have to save one falling off a cliff, I'm saving the Irish. Sorry, Orange fans, but that was brutal. Hey, I look at it this way, being a fan or representative or whatever of both teams. Notre Dame had to win against Syracuse and has to win this upcoming weekend against Stanford. If they win that game, they're in the college football playoff. If Notre Dame lost either to Syracuse this past weekend or to Stanford, they're out of the college football playoff. So Notre Dame is something to play for. Syracuse has nothing to play for. They're 3-7, 3-8, whatever the hell they are. They're terrible. So they have 0 to play for. So Syracuse upsetting Notre Dame would have meant nothing for something, I guess, for Syracuse. They beat a really good team, but Notre Dame then just gets crushed. So, yeah, that's another factor there, I would say as well. Again, everybody, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute if you'd like. Again, that is the live shaving beard countdown. 69 memberships away. If that happens before Thanksgiving, then my beard will be shaved live on video. If it does not, works for me, because then my beard will be just shaved normally in some other situation. And one day you'll see this beautiful beard, and the next day I just won't have it. So the beard shaving is still going to happen. But if this membership requirement is not met, it just doesn't happen live, which, by the way, totally cool with. Alon says Jeremiah Love is going top 10. He should. I love Jeremiah Love. It was cool seeing him in the player walk down. He's got all this bling. Terrific player. If we didn't have Breece Hall and we were a much better team and we could afford to have a luxury, Jeremiah Love is a freak. Absolutely a freak. He's going to be a wonderful player for somebody. Maybe he goes to Dallas or something. I don't know where he's going to go, but man, that would be awesome. That would be really cool. So hell to the he is a terrific player. He is an absolutely terrific player. Alon says, BG, I will call in next Monday. I'd love to chat with Tatiana and get the hate on air. Well, we'll see. She's normally sleeping at that time with our children, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Let me go through. Up for debate with Scoop 537. Paul, you're a very nice, optimistic person, but everything you said in this post is moronic. Okay. All right. I respect it. Thank you for the. I like a good sandwich. A good compliment sandwich. Hey, man, you got this going for you, but you're an idiot. You know what? I respect that. Thank you very much. I know not everyone is going to agree with my take, and some people are going to agree with Greeny. And if you're just joining us, Greeny said that Aaron Glenn has given Jet fans absolutely no reason to believe he's the guy. In-game decisions have made no sense seemingly every week. That's Greeny's opinion to have. He calls himself the foremost authority on all matters. I politely disagree. I think Aaron Glenn has shown plenty of reasons, in my opinion, to be optimistic, and I listed them at the beginning of the show. But hey, the cool thing about this, guys, is that we all don't have to agree, and we don't all have to disagree. It's all of us can have opinions, and the phone lines are always open. You can call in and say whatever you'd like. So that's what makes the world go round, baby, that we can all disagree and have different takes on all of these matters. universe. Again, 288 people are in the room. 100 of those are currently watching on YouTube. Appreciate you guys no matter where you're consuming Boy Green Daily. That means the world. And I love spreading this Jets gospel to everyone out there in the universe. We only have 63 likes, but 100 people in the room. Make sure you guys hit the like button. It is for free right there on YouTube. It's a free way to contribute. Let's go to the phone lines. Look at this. Neil Sr. graces us with his presence.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
Yeah. Hey, I like the stogie. Stogie's ready.
Sounds like a great time you had with Pops and Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. Real treat.
You know, this game, it's getting so frustrating to watch these Jets. It's just like, I feel like I have an appointment with a dentist every Sunday at 1 without Novocaine, and I have 40 cavities. That's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? It really is very unentertaining, very monotonous. And then, I turn on the Sunday night game, and I see Devontae Adams, who was on our team, by the way.
Good times.
Scoring his league-leading touchdown, in the red zone.
What is he up to now? Let me take a gander.
Well, he has the most touchdowns in the NFL right now.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns last night, so he's up to 12 right now. Shout out to Devontae.
Do we have 12 touchdowns all season? I don't think so.
Let me see. That's a good question.
Yeah, I know what we have in the first quarter. I saw a stat in the first quarter. This is a pretty telling stat.
Okay.
How many points? That's 12 times 7. Oh, no, we have more than that. But
yeah, we definitely have more than that. We have 12 passing touchdowns this season. Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, and Breece Hall all contributing to this. Yeah, so we have much more. We've got like 20-something touchdowns. I see all the numbers here. So yeah, we have a lot. Yep.
Well, but here's where we have a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
I also saw that the Rams, who, by the way, overwhelming favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they just became the new favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it was the Chiefs last week.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. They have every guy on their offensive line, PFFs, 10 or better.
Yeah.
Great running game, great defense, well coached.
Mm-hmm.
Their differential in the first quarter after last night.
Yeah.
Well, it was 65-3 in the first quarter. However, right after the first quarter ended, they had a touchdown with like the first minute of the second quarter. So I'll even count that and say
okay, all right.
72-3 is their point differential to start a game. We have 19 first quarter points if you take out our 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole season. It is just so atrocious. I mean, we put up 0. First quarter, okay? Pittsburgh game, we scored 9. That was our highlight game, right? And after that, 0, 0, 3, 3, 6, 0. Then we had 14 points and the Bengal game that we won, right?
Yep.
Then we got a 7 and a 0 again. I mean, look, Tyler Angstrom is not performing. He is not a good coordinator. Okay. I'll argue with anybody. And the 2 main reasons is he doesn't roll out Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields, which any quarterback that's athletic has to roll and move around. Isn't that like part of the job of an athletic quarterback? What do you think?
You would think. I mean,
you don't want to just have him sit in the pocket. I mean, I'm watching Tyrod Taylor there. I would think got a 42-year-old. I got Flacco back there. He sits back there, and he's a pocket passer, and he turned Tyrod Taylor into a pocket passer. You can't have I'm going to tell you something. Okay. Our offensive line is fantastic.
Yeah.
They gave this guy a lot of time. Yeah. Tyrod had a lot of time back there to throw the ball, but they just it's so disorganized. That's offensively. Defensively, Jesus God. Rushing players onto the field at the goal line. Right?
Yeah, Eric Glenn said there's a disagreement with the official. He said that the Ravens substituted, so they should have been allowed to substitute, which is true if that happened, but the rest.
That's true. However, we're the Jets. We don't get calls.
Remember, clearly not.
Breece Hall got tackled on the bench, And then we had a holding call on Tomlinson, and they picked up the flag on the.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that's
Terrible.
the Jets, Paul. This is
believe
where
that.
we are. We are so far. I feel like we are so far. This is the furthest I think I've ever seen in my 56 years watching the game from being a contender than I've ever seen before. I felt more positive with Rich Kotite than I do right now. I just don't. It's just so bad. It is just so bad, and I have no faith like Greeny. I mean, I don't want to have. There's everything is on the table. Okay. Look, when Aaron Glenn, okay, and Muji, first order of business to get rid of Aaron Rodgers and ultimately Devontae Adams, and pick and take this guy Justin Fields and strap a saddle on his back and say he's going to be the next Daniel Jones. Paul, come on, this is a big mistake. And then we're what was happening during camp. I heard no positive reports on Justin Fields in camp. Any of the YouTube creators that went to camp, they all came out of camp saying this guy's no good. Is that pretty much what you heard? You didn't go to any camp.
I did. I went to Jets Giants. I went to their joint practice. And Justin was sort of, I don't think I would call him a superstar, but I wouldn't call him a bum. He just sort of completed passes. I wasn't mystified. I wasn't wowed. He did have the crazy, I guess, run play that got all the SportsCenter top 10 highlight reels where he had again, it's practice, but he had the crazy 80-yarder or however long it was on a run. But no, none of his passes, I thought, were some magnificent thing. He was just sort of fine.
Look, the only thing I can expect, the only explanation is this. But what they tried to do, Paul, let's be realistic. And this is another coaching blunder. They tried to turn a running quarterback into a pocket passer. And it doesn't work. It's it's a square peg in a round hole. It's just not going to work. So now, why we have to make him a running quarterback? We have to put packages together. That's the other thing where I fault Angstrom. There's no creativity. There's no. We did a jet sweep yesterday for 12 yards.
Yeah.
Did you see another jet sweep? No.
I did not.
Okay. How about the first half? Do you know how many screen passes we had in the first half? 0.
Oh.
Second half, we finally get the ball to Breece Hall in the fourth quarter, and what happens? Magic. He starts moving the ball down the field, and we're looking like hellraisers. Problem is, too little, too late. Right?
I can't disagree with that.
And the same thing on the D. No adjustments at halftime. Very, very predictable offense. We bring in 47. It's a run. Every time we tap our helmets at the line of scrimmage, what is it? It's a run. I mean, I could, it's so easy for defenses to read us. And that is a problem with the offensive coordinator, Paul. I mean, that's a problem. So I'm very frustrated. I don't have any faith in this team coming around and looking like anything. There's a couple of players that shine a little bit. That's the other thing. There's really nobody we could say, wow, this is a guy. We do have, I will say, Brownlee looks like he's our best linebacker for sure. He's better than Sherwood and he's better than Quincy. But he's not a linebacker. But he's better than those two at tackling the offensive player. He had our best game yesterday. He was fantastic. Sherwood is a complete bust. Okay?
Yeah,
when he has an open run to Lamar, and Lamar is not trying to fake him out, he's standing there like a statue, and he leaves him over his shoulder like he's 180-pound back. That's embarrassing. Okay? It's embarrassing when Sherwood tries to cover somebody. It's no wonder we have no interceptions and no turnovers because our guys are trailing everybody. That's trail. True. Right, Paul? So
here's the one question, right? So Tanner has not looked great. So I would say the quarterback play has been terrible. Justin Fields sucks, and Tyrod Taylor is better than sucks, but still stinks. So he's just barely better than Justin. Can we properly evaluate Tanner Angstrom with these shitty quarterbacks?
Yes, because I'll tell you why. I look at other teams with shitty backup quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks look good. I mean, let me tell you something. Every single backup in the league is doing significantly better than our two quarterbacks. Every one of them. Brissett. You go down the list, every one of them is scoring points. Teams are scoring points. We are not scoring points. Now, granted, like I said, look, Tyrod Taylor is a good quarterback. He's not a good quarterback under the system that he has with us because they turned him into a pocket passer. The scheme they have is very similar with Tyrod under center than they've had with Justin Fields under center. There were no major changes in the way I looked at that game yesterday. Taylor had a couple when he rolled out. He had one play where he rolled out where he could have definitely went downfield, but there really is no creativity on the offense. The coaching staff, we all agree that the defensive coach is gone.
Steve Wilks should be gone.
Wilks is gone, but I will make a case that Angstrom right now, if I'm the owner of the team, he's not coming back. Angstrom's not coming back. Glenn has to show me something the rest of the year, and that's
aren't they fighting for him?
They fight. Okay, wait. Head coach's job.
Yeah.
Get guys prepared.
Yep.
Get guys into a fast start.
Check
the clock. Make sure there's no mistakes.
Yeah.
Keep down on the mental penalties.
Yeah.
Now, he has kept the mental penalties. He's getting a little better, right, Paul?
Yeah. Before the Ravens game, the Jets ranked 21st in penalties, so that's great. That means they've had the 21st least amount of penalties, which is terrific. So yeah, he's curtailed that problem. Now, yesterday it was a big problem, but in an overall sense, he's been very good on penalties.
Right, and so he's gotten a little better there. The other thing that's kind of embarrassing, Paul.
Yeah.
You wait your whole life, you want to be a head coach, right?
Sure. Yeah, I bet. It's a dream.
I heard during the broadcast yesterday, not only is Aaron Glenn talking to Parcells, he's like talking to Al Groh. He's talking. Has open line communications with like 3 or 4 different coaches. Now, I don't know if it's like he's trying to paint by night. He's trying to figure out how to become a head coach. He really should know where he is and have the confidence that he could do the job without having the stamp of approval from 3 or 4 or 5 other coaches. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if you know how to do the job until you're in the job.
Yeah.
So I don't mind him talking to these people. Now, I don't know if I would be advertising that. I might keep that in-house, that I talk to Parcells or all these list of coaches. Tony Dungy was another one he talked to semi-recently.
Right.
I don't think I would be saying that at the podium because of the perception of everything that you're saying. But I'm sure it's helpful to talk to guys who have done it before and give them advice or insights or stuff.
But now, is he going to pick the next OC and DC? That's the question.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to get to. Would you be okay? So you say, I think all of us agree Wilks, Gonzo. Tanner, we can debate about. But are you going to tell AG, hey, fire both of those coordinators? Banjo's awesome. Keep him. And then hire 2 new guys, and then all your people that have been learning systems, like learn a brand new system. That sort of sets them up. We don't even know who the quarterback is, so it's impossible to say what they're going to do in 2026. But doesn't that put them in a tough spot to try to, hey, figure it out now with brand new coordinators again? That sounds like a difficult challenge.
Well, you're going to have to make a new scheme anyway, because assumingly we're getting a different bridge next year than the 2 we have.
I would assume so. Yes.
So if you're if you're getting a different quarterback as a bridge for next year, now's the time to change the offensive system. That would make it a little easier because the scheme is the way the scheme is. And like I said, Tyler Angstrom is not creative enough. I could tell he's not creative enough to change the scheme from one quarterback to the other, because I saw the exact same thing with Tyrod as I did with Justin Fields, play calling wise, scheme wise. The same concepts are on the field game after game. I don't see any difference.
Do you have anyone
follow?
in mind? So, okay, they fire Tanner Engstrand. Who do they hire? Who?
Again, I'm not going to say, look, on defense, I would definitely go with a guy like a Wink Martindale.
You mentioned Raheem Morris before. He looks like he's going to get his ass fired.
Yeah,
probably,
maybe.
So
Again, defensive coordinator is pretty easy.
Yeah,
I
think
know,
offensive coordinator is harder. I agree.
It's hard to say, where you're going to do with an offensive coordinator, but I'm sure something will come up.
Right.
Look, yeah, you know what I mean? I think there'll be whoever you get as an offensive coordinator, you want somebody who also has a good experience on the quarterback side.
Sure.
Let me ask you a question. I have one that popped in my head.
All right.
Doug Peterson. Now, I don't know if he would come in as an OC under Glenn.
What is he doing right now? Let me see. Is he unemployed right now?
I don't know, but I have, look, he's a guy that could develop a quarterback as good as anybody. He's an offensive guru. He's got a Super Bowl ring on his finger.
He's currently unemployed, so he hasn't done anything since he got canned by the Jaguars. So, I mean, he's got a quality resume as a multi-time head coach and offensive minds, a Super Bowl champion, both as a player and a coach for that matter. Like, I mean, he's got a sterling resume. I don't love what I saw
somebody,
at the end
Paul,
with Trevor
it's got to
Lawrence,
be somebody as an OC that does have experience in developing a young quarterback.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Somebody has to come in like you have to get an offensive mind that could become like a father figure to a 21-year-old quarterback coming out of college. Right. Not a guy like Engstrom looks like he's feeling his way through being an OC. See, here's the problem.
Okay.
Engstrom's a first-time OC, so he has to learn the nuances of being an OC. Okay. He doesn't have the time to multitask and develop a rookie quarterback at the same time. Okay, so if you can get somebody that has the experience as an OC, could take his old notebook out or his Rolodex of plays, plug and play, change up a couple of things, and in the meantime, be a mentor to a guy, take on a bridge that maybe he's had experience with at one point or another. But God, I got to tell you something. The bridges that are out there right now are all performing well. All right. Shador, we should have taken Shador in the 5th round. I mean, big mistake there. There's another problem, Paul. When I went through the draft and I said to myself, and I'm not a draft guy, where's the quarterback? 4th round, there's still guys hanging around. What did Tyler Shuck go? He went late.
2nd round. He was a top 40 pick.
Now, who was the quarterback that went like in the 3rd or 4th round? There was one that went.
Dylan Gabriel went in the 3rd round.
What about Shador went in the 4th, right? Or the
5th? 5th. End of the 5th.
I mean, come on. We took this guy Mayoga, and we could have had Shador on a rookie contract with no paying him nothing, Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, he would be our quarterback right now.
He would be our quarterback.
He would be. Yeah. We would have given him a shot by now. And you know what? The New York market with Dion, it might have worked. Okay. Maybe. But the fact that we didn't do anything but take an undrafted guy that we can't even get on the field, that's a mistake. That's almost as dramatic as not getting somebody to back up Rodgers when he tore his ACL and not having that. That's the kind of problem that really you got to put that stamp of a big fat negative on Muji for that move. Okay, so that's all I got. I just wanted to say we should be fine, but we got a long way to go. When I look at that Ram team, I say, boy, oh boy, we got a lot of work to do. I hope it's not going to be, at this pace, I'm going to be long. It could be. I don't want to turn 70 and still not make a playoff. I'm 64.
We'll make the playoffs before you turn 70.
Oh my God, I don't know, man. I think, one of my buddies said Jake might be in a walker by the time we get to the Super Bowl. And if that happens, one thing I do know, I had a dream.
Oh, okay.
In heaven, the Jets are always in first place, and they get the Super Bowl every single year.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty amazing.
That's
So
perfect.
that's what I have to look forward to. I think that's what I'll be seeing my Super Bowls in heaven. So talk to you soon. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just trying to give it. We have work to do. And one last thing. I'm sorry.
No, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Special teams.
Chris Banjo, baby.
Okay. Yeah, but let me tell you something right now.
What's up?
Very elementary thing that we could now. Again, I'm gonna F the name up. The Guagway is our running.
Kane Guanu.
Iguanu. Okay. And Williams is the other.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, what happens when the team kicks off? Who do they kick the ball to every single time?
Isaiah. Yeah, Kane didn't get some till the end.
No, that's every game. Now, I have a simple way to remedy that, Paul. It's very elementary.
Wow, all right.
Put both of them next to each other before the kickoff. And then when the kick goes in the air, have Ngagwe run and get it, and let Williams block.
But didn't Williams do good with the returns?
I don't give a shit. The other guy runs kicks to the house. That's the difference.
I guess that's true.
Right?
I mean Isaiah has one return to the house this season. That was on a punt, but
but Paul,
yeah,
we got one of the best kick returners in the game. And we're taking him out of the game by putting him on one side of the field. See, and the reason why that could easily happen now is because when they kick off now, the ball goes very high in the air.
Yeah.
In order to get it in that drop zone. You understand? They're not kicking a line drive like they used to.
Yeah, right.
Which wouldn't give you enough time to get under the ball. Where if you put the two guys next to each other, Ngagwe goes after the ball and Williams steps in front of him and Ngagwe gets the kick. See, this is the little shit that you would think the coaching staff would have down, but that some moron with a cigar could figure out, but they can't.
All right. Well, we'll look into that, Neil. I like that. Okay. I get them to line up next to each other. Kane Guanu and Isaiah Williams. I've liked Isaiah Williams, so I've been pretty impressed watching Isaiah Williams. And again, another feather in the cap for 1AG. A lot of people said, why you have this guy on the team? This guy sucks. And he's become a nice little contributor for the NYJ. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Again, we'll keep track of this moving forward. We're 69 memberships away from the Shaving the Beard Live. If that does not happen, then, well, of course, we'll just have the beard shaved on one of these episodes later this week. Again, we'll be booking that appointment while I'm on vacation over a couple of days. So I want to thank everybody for tuning into the program. I'll be back on in less than 2 hours for a live show at 11 o'clock, MC Show Digital. And after an hour of that show, I'm hitting the road, traveling for 8 or 9 hours in the car. And we'll see you guys again for tomorrow morning's Boy Green Daily as well. God bless everybody. Take care, and we'll see you next time here on